no better time than right now to help your child navigate their true emotions from a place of love and compassion so they can feel what they're wanting to feel and move through it without feeling weak, without acting out, and without needing medication. I'm Mary Jo Van Horn, and I'm on a mission to have every child go to bed at night feeling emotionally safe. Welcome to Letting It Go, your safe place for learning and talking about our emotions. Today, we're continuing the conversation about resolving and preventing bullying issues. Now, most parents whose kids feel bullied are angry, short-tempered, and frustrated that their child is being singled out and bullied. They feel helpless in making things better for their child and overwhelmed with how to stop it. Now, most parents whose kids choose to bully are also angry. Angry that their child is being singled out as a bully. The kids, whether they are the ones that feel bullied or they are the bullies, they're angry too. Everybody is angry because they are emotionally triggered. When you are emotionally triggered, your inner child is running the show. Now, your inner child is the keeper of your limiting beliefs, the thoughts that make up the stories we tell ourselves about ourselves. Our core limiting belief is the subconscious belief that we are unlovable, we are worthless, or that we don't belong. Now, whatever age we are, when we create our core limiting belief, becomes our inner child. That part of you that wants to keep you safe. When you were young, your inner child served you well, helping you to feel emotionally safe by reminding you to stay small whenever life felt scary, to never let them see you cry so no one can accuse you of being weak, reminding you that everything you try has to be perfect so as not to be judged, blamed, or criticized. When you are emotionally triggered, your inner child is running the show. When we try to address our bullying issues from a place of feeling emotionally triggered, it's like asking little kids to resolve an adult issue. Have you seen adults fighting or arguing and thought to yourself, my goodness, they're acting like 5-year-olds, right? Because they are emotionally. They are reacting in ways that support their limiting beliefs, the stories they've made up about themselves and the world. The story, or the core limiting belief for bullies, is I am unlovable. Now, the core limiting belief for their parents is also I am unlovable. The core limiting belief for those that feel bullied is I am worthless. And the core limiting belief for their parents is I am worthless. And it gets passed down from generation to generation to generation. Now, you might think, I am off my rocker. You're maybe saying to yourself, to the computer, to your phone, Mary Jo, you are absolutely crazy. I get it. I feel the skepticism. When I learned this for myself, what my core limiting belief was, because of the way I was guided through the exercise, I saw it for myself. They were my thoughts. Based on my childhood experiences, I subconsciously came to believe that that was true for me. Now, prior to this, awareness, I never consciously thought it. Quite the opposite. But that's how we stay stuck. By being unaware of our subconscious beliefs. Neuroscientists, I believe, say that we are only conscious of 5% of our cognitive thinking. That means 95% for most of us, we are unaware of. And this is so important because our actions will always, immediately or eventually, line up with what we believe to be true for us, whether we are aware of those beliefs or not. And that's why bullies continue to bully no matter the consequence. Because when they bully and other kids support their bullying behavior, it helps them to feel liked. Feeling the void, created by their limiting belief that they are unlovable. Does that make sense? And that's why those that feel bullied don't stop hurting just because the bullying ends. Because their core limiting belief is that they are worthless and deserve to feel sad. That's why cyberbullying is so popular, but has such an impact. The cyberbullying has such an impact for our kids, because the more followers a bully gets, supporting their behavior, the more of their friends, the more of people they don't know, doesn't matter to them, just the more followers they get supporting their behavior, the more they tend to feel liked. The more one that feels bullied reads those posts and comments about them, the more sad they feel. And around it goes. Now, you may be thinking, boy, these limiting beliefs are bad news, especially the core ones, right? I'm unlovable, I'm worthless, or I don't belong. Does it feel like those are bad news? Who wants to go there? But it's not true. Actually, your limiting beliefs are treasures. Absolute treasures waiting to be explored. The treasure is in the form of your true emotions. Now, this doesn't mean that our true emotions always feel good. I mean, it's okay to feel angry when you use it to affect a positive change. I mean, I'm angry that there are millions of kids in this world going to bed at night feeling, whether it's consciously or subconsciously, unlovable, worthless, or that they don't belong. I'm angry about that. But I'm taking that anger and channeling it into this radio show, for example, with the intention of creating positive change. When you don't have a hold on your anger, you let it fly, right? Or you stuff it down, allowing it to just sit and simmer within. Either way, it serves no one. I believe this is what parents are doing that is sabotaging their efforts to resolve our bullying issues, right? They don't have a hold on their anger or on those strongest negative emotions they feel when they are affected by bullying and their kids. This is the gift within our limiting beliefs. When we become aware of our limiting beliefs and we release them, we can embrace our true emotions. When we embrace our true emotions, family becomes a safe place for our kids, right? Family becomes a safe place for our kids. What a gift. What a gift. In this way, the one that bullies and the one feeling bullied, neither one is feeling emotionally safe. In this way, they are equals. They both deserve our support, our love, and our compassion. Now, after last week's show, I posted an image on social media that asked the question, what's the opposite of bullying? The comments were encouragement, empowering, kindness, acceptance, tolerance, self-love, grace, friendship, boundaries, respect, compassion, freedom, going to a kid and saying, "Want to play?" Mentoring, love. Kindness was commented the most. When you've experienced bullying, whether within your own family or within a friend's family or a neighbor's or within the workplace, what emotions were the strongest for you and for those that you observed? Were these emotions channeled for positive change? Were those emotions channeled for kindness, compassion, acceptance, respect? To bring about a positive solution, we've got to channel emotions to affect what we really want. Does that make sense? Call in. Let me know what you think. Let me know about your experiences with bullying, whether it was within your family and you have a close-up experience or whether it is a bit from a distance. What are you seeing? What are you seeing at school? What are you seeing in our community? What are you seeing in your community as it relates to bullying? Area code 701-751-0838. We can't change if nothing changes. What kind of change would you like to see? How may I support you in what you're experiencing around bullying or around really any issue of conflict. The concept that I have shared here in the last few minutes, it applies. It applies to any issue. One's core limiting belief is the root issue of why one chooses suicide. Right? The belief, perhaps, that they don't belong. And then on top of that, the belief that nobody will care if they were gone. Perhaps the belief that they are unlovable. And the tricky part is that, it is subconscious. These, especially our core limiting belief sits in our subconscious. And we cannot change what we don't acknowledge or that we are unaware of. So the work really is about tapping into our subconscious. And parents, that is the greatest gift you can give your child, is to learn this for yourself and stop the pattern. Because it really does get passed on. And nobody really seems to know why, and nobody really seems, to be able to stop the pattern, but unless or until they make the choice to choose change. To do what they have to do, to learn about it, and to start taking different actions. Right? And as I've shared before, taking different action requires feeling different emotions. And feeling different emotions requires thinking different thoughts. So I'd love to have somebody call in. I'm here to support you, to guide you, to hear what you think. If you think I'm totally off my rocker, call in. Let's have a conversation about that. I am open to the possibility that I don't know everything. And if there is more for me to learn so that I can contribute in a deeper way to the bullying issue, I am wide open to that. What do you think is the piece that's missing? I think the piece that's missing is the limiting beliefs work. It's not rocket science, but it does require, us to feel some emotions that on the surface don't always feel good. Oh, but once you go through it, that's where the freedom lies. Okay, it sounds like we have a caller. Hello, you're on the air.
Yeah, I just was wondering if you have advice if your child is getting bullied. What would you suggest?
Okay, and how old is the child?
8.
8. Okay. I think the best advice I would give is, number one, with your child, is to ask, is it a him or a her?
It's a she.
Okay.
It's a group of girls, I think, that does it a lot.
Okay. A group of girls that are doing the bullying?
Yes.
Okay. So for your daughter, what I would recommend is that you talk to her with, just be really open, really understanding. And, if you're upset with the girls that are bullying, I get it. I totally get it. But if you can let that go and, for a few moments and have this conversation with your daughter, and the most important question you can ask her is, what are you telling yourself about yourself? Right? So maybe take what are the words that they're saying, and just asking her, so what is that, what does that mean to you? What do you think that is, right? How do you feel? And then that's the other one, is how do you feel? And if, she's not sure, or if you just get that, I don't know, or I feel, horrible, or I feel sad. Okay. Sad might be a good one. If she's not open to you with an actual name of an emotion, or is just trying to shut it down, maybe have some emotions, like use emotional flashcards or a emotion board, or Google something, and just help her to pinpoint what that emotion might be that she's feeling, and just really have that conversation and help her to understand that what they are saying about her is not true. Are they using words?
Yeah, when do you think it's time to take it to the school?
Yeah, is it considered bullying by the school's policy? Oh, I think I lost that caller. Hopefully you'll call back. I'm kind of new to these controls, so please bear with me. If I lost you, would you give me a call back? 751-0838. Well, and in the meantime, what I was saying, and I'll just share this in case she just wasn't able to stay on the phone. I would take it to the school, certainly when it is what the school considers the definition of bullying as per their policy. But I would really try to, do some of the work on your own as well. And, your daughter is, going to look to you the most as the parent for support and guidance. And when it comes to the other girls, I think too, one thing that you could do as a parent, if you're the parent of a child being bullied by others, is to go to the parents of the other girls, or of the person or the ones who are bullying, and have a conversation without those emotions of anger and frustration and irritation running the show. Now, the other people, right? You cannot control what other people think, say, and do, but you can control what you think, say, and do. So the first and foremost is, right, to channel your emotions in a way that affect positive change. And so that would be, whether it's approaching the school, going to the school with it, or going to the parents of the other kid or the other kids, it is for you to stay in, right, in that energy. And if it's anger, yep, I get it. I totally get it. But then channel that as, right, fuel for wanting to create something positive from this. So how can you channel your emotions so that the words you say and the actions you take and just your sense of being supports kindness, compassion, right? Because those who bully and those who feel bullied are equally hurting, right? They are equally in pain. And they both equally deserve to feel supported, to get the help so that they feel safe emotionally. That's the key, right? The key to preventing bullying is for our kids to feel emotionally safe. And whether they are the bully or they are the one feeling bullied, they are equally deserving, right? They're both carrying, when it's bothering them for the one that's feeling bullied and that is an issue for them and it makes them feel sad, it maybe makes them feel angry inside, whether they can actually express that or not. The bully is just as deserving as the one feeling bullied. And I think that's the shift we have to make. To take our focus off of blame, off of judgment, and channel it into kindness and compassion and respect and love and encouragement. Does that make sense? And even I know in North Dakota, really, the only anti-bullying law is specific to the schools. At least that's my understanding. And so parents, I get it that, that's your one recourse. And if your situation fits the school's bullying policy, then yes, take it to the school. But with that energy, with that intention of affecting positive change. Right? You can be passionate, right? You can have that anger fuel your passion to create change. And that's very different than anger where, you lash out or where you just stuff it down and you're just boiling underneath, right? And you've got that negative self-talk and you've got that negative, thoughts and criticism about maybe the other kids, the other parents. And then that is what keeps us stuck in not finding a solution. Does anyone else have a question or would like some support? We're not meant to go this alone. And I know the schools are doing the best they can with what they know. If you'd like to see some changes with your schools as far as how they handle the bullying and what your experience has been, call in. I'd love to hear about it and see how I can best support that or facilitate some change. I'm all about that. Because we can talk about it all day long, right? But if we don't actually create change, nothing changes. Best case scenario would be I think, is to understand, right, that at the core of the one who bullies, and it's true for the one who bullies, their parents, right, at their core, right, they share a pain. I mean, they don't feel emotionally safe either. So all of us, right, when we carry limiting beliefs, right, which means when we react from a place of anger in a way where we are attacking or judging or criticizing, whether we hold it in or whether we just let it fly, right, that is a sign that you are carrying limiting beliefs. And we all do, unless, we've done some work around it. And even for me, I've done a lot of work around this. And it has transformed my life in ways I couldn't have even imagined a few years ago. But I still have to work at it. right? I still need to catch my thoughts and my emotions, because those are, like the red flashing neon signs that tell me I'm off. And when we as parents can learn this for ourselves, then we naturally start modeling that for our kids. And so how you are being, right, the emotions that you show and the energy that you have when, your child comes to you and says, that they're being bullied, or that they don't feel good, or that this person is, saying mean things or leaving them out, right? How you are being is everything to that child. The greatest influence or role model in a child's life is, their same-sex parent. And you are modeling for your children, whether you are aware of it or not, and whether it's behavior that you are proud of or not. You're still modeling, so you might as well model something positive. And it does happen. It's almost like kind of magical how when you change how you look at things, if you were to start channeling your emotions for good, it's incredible what a natural influence that can have on your kids. And this limiting belief work is the work that needs to be done. Okay, I'll hang on here for just another minute for another caller. I'm here to support you, to guide you, to listen. Okay, not hearing any callers. I'm going to share my final thoughts. And they are, you cannot change what anybody else thinks, says, or does. You can only control and therefore change what you think, say, and do. You are the creator of your life, nobody else. You deserve all that you want. And I'm here to encourage you to trust in yourself. Trust that you do deserve it. Trust that you are lovable, you are worthy, and you do belong. And so it is.
Letting It Go airs every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Central Time on urlradio.net.